Hey guys, welcome to my live stream. I am clearly not very happy today. It's just another day waking up. And again, I know I should be like immune to the bad news of 2022 and really just the bad news of life because I know these things happen all around the world. It's not just the US. Obviously, bad things happen every single day. That's why we have all of these jobs that are literally meant for expecting bad things to happen. I mean, that's the whole point of having cops. If everybody just behaved and everybody did everything right and we never had arguments ever, then maybe there wouldn't be a need for cops. But it's just still so draining and upsetting. I think I'm still sick a little bit too, so that I was already like really drained. And then waking up in the morning, hearing about the Walmart shooting, I was just like, so done with life. And it just makes me so, it's like beyond, I'm not even, I don't even know what to feel anymore. It's not even, I always feel like very useless and like, okay, all the news, all the stuff, like after you read it, it's like, what can you do, period? What is each individual supposed to really do in order to prevent things like this from happening? And yeah, there's like the hotlines. Okay, you could see signs, just I could see it everywhere saying if you need help, okay, contact somebody on a hotline. But is that really helping though? Is that really helping people who really need help and then just don't really know how to say it? Or maybe the problem is people aren't contacting the people who get paid for those hotlines, or maybe because it's paid, because nobody wants to do anything else for free. Maybe because it's paid, maybe is it not as sincere? So maybe when people call those hotlines and they seek help and they don't feel the sincerity because they know that the other party is getting paid to talk to them. Like, I don't know what it is and how we can really make humanity better or just our society better. But if I really take a step back and I think about it, the only thing I could come up with of why bad things happen, like such that we are hearing about in the news right now, I think it's like 7 mass shootings in the last 6 days or something, um, which is a lot. I mean, I know it's something that happens from my memory, like nearly every year, that I can remember, but it's not okay. And I can only imagine that it's not, yeah, we could say it's because this country has this type of law with gun control, this country doesn't. But I'm not here to say about the rules or politics. I just think that it's a human problem because we could talk about all the things that we have access to and the reasons of why certain countries decide that they have access to certain weapons and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, obviously, human beings are pretty messed up. Like, you don't see a bunch of cats on the street and then just cats murdering cats for no reason. I don't see that. There is a human problem, and it's been around for probably thousands and thousands of years or longer than that. I don't know. And the only thing I can come up with, and please tell me if you have any other ideas on like why the source, like the end all be all source of all of these things that go wrong like this, what could it be? I personally think that it's just like this issue of people not being happy, but not being able to find their own happiness. Or maybe it's not even happiness. It's just that they want all these things that they think everybody else wants. This happiness, and they can't get it. Or they feel like things are just out of whack in their lives and they just cannot cope. Like, we need to figure out ways for people to, first off, I guess, just not be so sad, not be so unhappy. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix that. But I do think if you are very, very unhappy, you have to, the only way is to just solve it within your own mind. You can't go out and attack others and expect to be happier. It just doesn't really make sense to me. So I don't know like what even is the thought process behind these people who basically throw away their lives. It's like you're unhappy. Everybody's unhappy. There's tons of people that are unhappy out there. Some people may not show it. And I feel like it's just so insane that people who do these things are clearly not the happiest of the bunch. And whatever it is that may be wrong in their lives, it's just like they just gave up. That's how I look at it. I don't know how they expect other people to look at what they've done, but every time I hear stories like this, I just feel so sorry for the person who's committing all these crimes too, because I'm like, you are not happy, and then you chose to give up. You chose to do something where you know you're not going to end up having a chance in life anymore because you're going to be put away. And it doesn't solve any of your original problems. Just none of it. And then, yeah, I know there's some people who are just, sick in the head. Some that are just looking for fame, which is also stupid because I don't memorize any kill. There's so many killers in the world. Do you really expect that people are going to remember you because you killed a bunch of people? No. People forget about you so easily. So that also is insane to me, how there are people out there who like actually just want to get fame from committing a crime, even though there's been thousands and thousands of years of crimes committed, and really you're just forgotten in the end. So that's also just really stupid. Sorry guys, ranting on. By the way, all that good stuff. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, ring the notification bell if you enjoy my videos and live streams. See Vermont, hi there. Hey Kempasi. Hold on, I have a call. Can you guys give me 1 second? I'll be right back. Sorry, back. My bad. Like button has been stuffed. Robert, hi there. Each individual can like and subscribe. If all humans would only buy Jasmine coin. I don't even know if I have Jasmine coin. Yes. Have a wonderful week. Hi there, ER Marble. I'll be back. Yes. It's like Joker, it takes one bad day. like for somebody to just completely flip their switch. I don't believe it. I don't believe that it takes one day for somebody to just like flip their switch. I feel like it is a long time coming, and people who just explode very unexpectedly, they probably have been thinking about a lot of bad things for a while due to their own unhappiness, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. And that's why, like, okay, as bad as all of these things are, like everything that's going on, and I'm trying to think of ways to somehow make or hope that I could do something to make life better in the future for anybody that comes into near contact with me. Like if I go to a Walmart or I go to a Target, like what are the things you could do out there to hopefully make people happier? I don't know. But I'm just thinking that it's it's like all of this is bad, but I think people also should realize like we are all probably a part of the problem. Like sickness in the head is a real thing. And I feel like when people are just so unhappy and it's really a thought process thing, it's like they're just thinking wrong. They're like, let's say if you're unhappy, I don't know, maybe you're going through a divorce and then you lost your job. Okay, like those are all exterior things. And then if people are just so trapped in like these things, like these exterior things. Okay, like obviously breakups, divorces, they're not good, they're not happy, right? But then you have a chance, you have an opportunity to a new life, maybe somebody better, maybe someone who treats you so much better than your previous spouse or your partner or whatever. Like people, I think a lot of the problems might just stem from one is like just thinking they're unhappy without really knowing maybe what true happiness is, which I think should stem from the inside without money or partners or whatever it is that you think other people want in the world. And then also just problem solving. I think we need to learn maybe like that's a problem that people in their households aren't teaching it. Maybe our society is just not talking about it enough. Maybe in schools, that's something that should be taught. Just straight up problem solving with your own mind. Like if you're not happy, okay, like what can you do? I'm still learning. Like, I still don't know how to de-stress sometimes. Like today, I did a very stupid thing and it was just entirely my own fault. Um, I just was really dumb and then I did something really stupid. And then I didn't even know how to react, but I knew I wasn't going to hurt anybody because of my own damn stupidity. So what did I do? I just go like I'm more of a vocal like person, I think, or like visual. I'm a visual learner and I'm very like vocal, and I feel like for me personally may not work for you. And again, guys, if you need professional help, I'm not a professional, I'm not a therapist. Seek professional health advice. This is entertainment purposes only. But for me, like when I just get really mad at myself, I just need to like scream. Or if I'm in the public, I can't just like scream because then people will think something's wrong, or maybe I'll cause another accident. So for me, I just go like I'll look around, and if there's like no one around, just be like, ugh! Like I just excel really loudly, and I know that's really weird, but I swear it helps. Like I don't need to say the F word even if I'm in public and I'm just like really mad at myself, or I need to just kind of get it out of my system without screaming on the top of my lungs or swearing at anybody or like taking it out on anyone because I know it's my fault if I do something wrong. I just go like I just basically like yeah, exhale my breath out really loud and make a sound like a grunt. Like oh, and then I just feel better. Yeah, helps. It helps me. But I know, obviously, like I said, bigger issues in life, like you have to start your whole life again, or I don't know, your house burned down. Lots of things go wrong. It's obviously more painful to deal with than small little things that go wrong through a day. But we really do need to learn, or maybe just like even at a young age, even maybe before you have your first relationship, just think about all the things that can go wrong in life. And then it'll, I swear, I feel like it'll help you prepare for it better than never, like just kind of living in this happy, happy land, thinking that nothing can go wrong and then everything goes wrong. So it's almost like it's sad to think about it, but And maybe before you get into your first relationship, just know humans are humans and divorce rates are very high and cheating rates are very high. And what would you do if somebody cheated on you? What if somebody cheated on you with a family member? What if somebody cheated on you with your best friend? Like, those are terrible things to think about, but you should think about the possibilities of them and then just know that you are wiser than committing a crime, even if all those things, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, happens to you. I don't know. I think that maybe should be taught at school and just help people cope with their own anger. Because I think we're all angry to an extent because we're all just on this floating rock with no idea, like well, hopefully not in our lifetimes, but we're just on this floating rock in an infinite amount of time in the universe. And we're all just pretty much clueless and lost. Like, as much as things seem like it makes sense, okay, we created the clock and time and figuring out when to go to work, when to go to sleep, and everything seems like it makes sense. But it also doesn't. Because at the end of the day, those are all just made by humans. If you strip all of that away, really we're just here, just completely lost. If there was no technology, there's no language, there's no past, there's no history written, just there's absolutely nothing. Really, we're just like animals. We wouldn't have clothes, we would just be running wild, probably dying really easily because, back in the days when you didn't have medicine, that's how you're easily just the universe gets rid of you or the planet gets rid of you. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like maybe if everything was easier and if everything was more simplistic, then maybe people won't even have the ability to be unhappy because what are you're just trying so hard to survive every day and not get eaten by a bear that you wouldn't even think about how happy you are or not happy you are. You're working at a certain place, losing a certain job, and like maybe we just need to go to like square one. I don't know. Maybe that would be one of the keys to not being so sad anymore. Just like whenever you are sad due to all the things that matter in society, just think about day one on this planet before humans came along. And then, like, we created all of these systems, money, power, hierarchies. Like, before all those things were created, if they weren't created, you would just be alive and you would breathe. And then that's it. Like, there's just nothing to be sad about. And there's also just nothing to be happy about. You're just there. Raymond, I'm happy. Tribal people we're happy or we're happy. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for tribal people because I'm not a tribal person, but I just want to say that I guess I do that normally. Like if I'm very, very depressed, which I've had my moments. So in times of just a lot of darkness, I just think about the fact that most of my darkness I just created for myself. I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm having cereal for dinner instead of steak. Okay, but then why am I sad about that? I'm only sad about that because other people are having steak for dinner. And like if I'm financially not as well off, that's just me comparing myself to other people. And if I just didn't do that, and if I compared myself with other people for something else, I might be a winner on that. But then you're never going to win on everything. And everybody's going to get old, everyone's going to die. So like that's pretty fair in the world in the sense that it doesn't matter who you are, what you have, all of it is going to end. And then it's not right, I think, to try and end your own life or anybody else's before their time is up. And that's just also the saddest thing in the world to me is like these people who commit these like mass crimes. Have they visited a hospital recently? Do you know how many people are dying? Do you know how many people want your organs? And then you're just out there wasting it because they're obviously the ones that I don't know out of the ones that happened over the weekend how many people did this, but there's a lot that will just go out hurt perfectly healthy bodies that other people would kill for their bodies and their healthy organs. Sorry, I'm probably watching way too much Grey's Anatomy as I'm saying this, but it is true. Like there are people, like people don't think about this every day because if you are just, working in your own environment or maybe you work in an office, that's all you see. But there are people who just want to live another day and can't, and are on a ventilator, or they're waiting for organs. And then you have these sick people who are just so stupid and that are out there destroying perfectly good bodies and then themselves. It's like, could you not have figured out other ways to use your perfectly healthy body for another reason? And I just really think that these people don't have like proper sympathy. They don't know empathy, they don't know sympathy, because if you did, you would probably do something more worthy with your health and your body and your gift of life on this planet than to waste it, literally waste it. Let's have fight clubs at work to release stress. Some places actually did that after the movie LOL. Henry says, "What? Okay, never heard of that. Fight clubs at work to release stress." So, like, what, the employees fight each other? Okay. I don't know. I've never been in a well, actually, no. I've been in a fist fight when I was like a kid with like another kid. It wasn't a fist fight really, but we were just trying to hit each other. Um, I don't know. I didn't feel relieved afterwards. I didn't like it. But there are places to release stress for people who are more like, Hulk smash angry types to get it out of your system. Like for me, like I said, I just grunt and I just like, or I could scream into my pillow. Like I'm more vocal on my anger, and then I also write. So I also like will just write down how unhappy I am and why I'm unhappy. What is something I could do to resolve this unhappiness? So like diary journaling helps for me, may not work for you. Screaming, obviously not disturbing other people screaming, works for me. Um, but yeah, I've never done this, but I feel like it could work for some people who are just like they have a different way of releasing their anger. There's places where you can I've never gone to, so I don't know where they have it. I'm sure it's in the US because I swear I saw them in the US. Where you basically like go into a space and you just break stuff. You're just breaking plates, you're just smashing like, I don't know, guitars and stuff. You probably have to pay quite a bit of money to go into something like that, but you're basically just breaking a lot of things. You're just going to your room and you're breaking a lot of things. I don't know if that's technically a good thing to teach society though, because then if you get addicted, you break things, perfectly good plates, glasses. That's just kind of waste of property and energy placed into making those things. So I'm not sure how good that is really. And then if you can't afford it one day, you're just gonna maybe go out there and break real stuff. That's not cool either. Um, but yeah, like boxing. I think like if you're just sports, you just have a lot of like energy you need to like exert. I don't. Working out could be a way to like relieve the energy. And then you're supposed to get endorphins from working out. So like all the unhappy people who don't want to journal like me and scream, or maybe go to karaoke and sing your heart out and all your problems. Um, I would say, yeah, go boxing or go do some type of sport, because I feel like I mean, most of America, most of our world is not that fit. So maybe if we all just went and worked out more, got more endorphins, then people will be slightly happier. I don't know. I still think it goes deeper though. Like all this, the crazy things that people do, I still think it's like a thought process problem. It's the inability to solve problems for themselves in many aspects. And then also just this delusion of chasing after this happiness or this life. I just think maybe we should all just be okay with not being happy 24/7. I don't expect to ever be happy 24/7 ever in my life. And I think that's fine. Like there are moments where I'm very happy, and then there's days like this, like I'm literally having a headache as I'm talking to you guys, and I'm not happy about any of the things I'm seeing in the news, and it's just really overall exhausting and unhappy. Um, the world is depressed because of social media, Gotyer says, is gotten worse because of all the social media apps. See, okay, that's a blame that I've heard of since like Facebook. And to be honest, I don't think I agree with that anymore. I used to think it is because of social media apps, but again, inner problem. Those who can handle it, do it. Do this whole social media thing. If you cannot handle it, get off social media. It's as simple as that. It's like having the whole Twitter situation where some people are banned, some people aren't banned. Like these people who are coming back, like this Andrew Tate person, I didn't even know what he looked like. I just don't even care. Whether he was banned before, none of my business. Now that he's back, none of my business. I'm not going to look at his tweets. Just doesn't matter to me. So I feel like same thing with social media. You don't want to have it, don't have it. If it makes you feel bad about yourself, don't do it. Just simple as that. I don't know. For me, I definitely think that this whole, like, there's all these things in life, and there's going to be more things, more stuff to be angry about. It's more in the sense of, instead of like people being offended by everything and just feeling like it's everything else's problem for whatever's happening in the world, I personally feel like it's not. It's just ourselves, and it's how we're reacting to a lot of things that happen. Clearly, all of these people who decide to make these choices, and it's also just very, very selfish too. I feel like when somebody makes that decision to be like, oh my god, my life sucks so much, let me just kill a bunch of people. Like, how are you so full of it that you think your life is that bad? Like, is your life really that bad? The fact that you can even come up with this thought process, the fact that you don't even have Alzheimer's, the fact that you can actually put together a thought and there's nothing wrong with your brain. I mean, there is something wrong with your brain actually if you do think that you have it so bad. So like, that's also disgusting to me. It's just like the fact that people assume, seriously just assuming that they are so sad. It's like, who the F do you think you are that you're that sad? You don't know other people's lives, and you could quite literally be ruining people's lives that you don't know, that could have it 10,000 times worse than you. You could have put a hit on someone and you cry to yourself to sleep 5 times a week. Maybe somebody else cries themselves to sleep like 10 times a week, and you just took away everything from them, or maybe their parents or their sisters and their brothers. It's just so, that also to me is just another reason why I think we need to maybe teach more sympathy, empathy, and then also just stop being so full of it. Like, I feel like the people who do these things and cause pain onto others because they feel like they're so unhappy with life, it's like, you just need to take a step back and realize you don't know. The person who's unhappier than you may not be living in your building, or they could be. They may not be living on your street, but they most definitely could be in your state or your city or in another country. You're just really not having it that bad. This is my personal opinion. And I definitely think that any healthy person has it better than somebody who's lying in a hospital, like, just because the universe decided that they have a cancer cell, they have a tumor, and they didn't do anything to deserve it. They just have it. Or people who go blind, people who lose their hearing, who lose their minds. It's like the world is already trying to kill us without us trying to kill each other. And I don't know why, like how many years it will take for humans to like thoroughly get that in their heads. Goals, hi there. You're like family to me. Thank you, Lucy and Rubber Chicken Gang. Yes, you guys. I mean, I love seeing you guys on my streams. You're like my internet fam. I feel like these things, like I can say it to people around me, and then I feel like a lot of my family or friends, they're just too busy, honestly. I feel like a lot of the times people are just too busy to read all the news that's happening, and I don't read every single piece of news right now. This one's just really bothering me like now. But yeah, I think our days just get so busy, and then people just, it happens and then you move on, and then it happens and you move on. And yeah, that is literally, there's nothing I could do. I'm just doing the stream right now with you guys. I'm talking about it because I feel like it's important to me, and it's also a way for me to just vent out, and to whoever that does need help that's watching, just laid out a bunch of reasons why you shouldn't be hurting people. But it's so sad because we are just going to move on, because our lives are designed that way to like be like, oh, okay, well that happened somewhere else, not me, not to anyone I know. Sucks for the people that it happened to. Let's move on. And that's what I feel like every time I see in the news. That's how people treat it. But then I fear that someone I know, a family member, a friend, myself, I'm going to be going to a grocery store one day, and then that could be happening somewhere. So it's just not right. And I don't know personally what I can do besides this stupid little video over here that most people won't see anyways. And I guess the only other thing I could try to do is just try to be nicer to like everyone, because I'm not that nice to every single person and I have my days. And then I feel like, especially to like people I don't know, customer service, I do get very, very rude sometimes, I feel like. So I need to be nicer overall because I think it's easier to not think that your tone of the day, how you speak to someone, can really carry forward to something bigger. But maybe it can. Maybe all it takes is just you being nicer to someone for them to not make the wrong move, the bad choices, the bad decisions, or maybe give them some hope in life that things could be better. It's horrible, and people do not even realize we'll soon be there at rate we're going, and that is what they want, Raymond says. Thanks, Brady's does. Yeah, it's like my personal, you guys are my personal therapy team. I mean, I've been told by my friends that I'm a good therapist, not an actual therapist, but I'm good to talk to like get it out of their systems. I've never actually hired a therapist for myself because, like I said, of all the things that go wrong in my mind and my unhappiness, I like to just resolve it myself. But this is my form of therapy slash for myself, and then maybe hopefully helping someone that also needs to figure out a way to just exert the anger. I don't think there's anything wrong with anger and unhappiness. It's just like we just need to figure out ways to be okay with it as a society. And maybe because there's AA meetings, there's all these meetings for addicts, but maybe we don't need to have like just those type of meetings. Maybe just a safe space in the world to just talk about being unhappy without feeling too much judgment. Like even for people who are just maybe unhappy and then just get out of a breakup. If you don't want to talk about it with your friends, if you don't feel comfortable, then there's tons of online forums. But then online, I know people will, a lot of it, they will make fun of you. But that is also just a part of life. That sometimes something seems, very important to you and very serious. There will be folks out there that don't take it seriously because maybe they're having worse things going on in their lives and they don't take your little breakup seriously, or the fact that you lost a job because maybe their house burned down. So also humor is important, I think, in life, just maybe to just be happier too and just know like, okay, maybe people are the way they are and aren't giving you the type of reactions you want. Maybe they're just cold or they're sarcastic, but maybe because they just are going through more than you. I don't know. When we buy a Doge, are we buying each other Doge? LOL, cool sense. Um, Wherever I feel like I'm having a bad day, I just go watch some clips of the YNC. Wait, what is the YNC tech service? I don't know what that is. Grass can't be digested. Wait, what are you guys saying? The stress of housing, food, water, warmth, healthcare, and social status are the most common cause of depression. Humans will naturally want to love and create art if you remove those pressures. That's really nice, Bartista does, and I do agree with that. I mean, I think what did I learn in my like sociology classes? Um, I forget which dude said this. It was a guy that said basically what you're saying is that, yeah, you do need like your basic, you need to feel safe as a human. You need to feel like not like you're constantly being attacked because I'm not going to be painting and then running away from a tiger. So it's like you have to feel safe first. You have to feel secure. So like you're not going to feel safe without clean drinking water. You're not going to feel safe without a proper home, a shelter, food, water, like literally the games we play like as kids, the whole like your basic necessities, what you need. We all need that. And unfortunately, the planet doesn't provide you that, but it's not. I was thinking that Bardistas today, and I'm like, okay, there are literally homeless people I pass by like every day. And maybe, okay, they can't get their hands on the same type of weapons as someone with more money can, but I'm not seeing even homeless people like there, and I see so many homeless people. I'm not seeing them just go off and like, grabbing a trash bag and trying to hit me with it. Like, even those people who don't even have proper clothing, proper shoes, proper place to live, and they're like wandering around every day or begging for money. Even those people aren't just trying to attack for no reason. So just like also again, so insane to me that somebody who has a job, somebody who like can afford to buy bread when they want to and taste delicious food would like go and throw all that away, and you're like doing worse than the person that's begging on the side of the street that would kill for your job or your abilities, and it's mind-blowing to me. And yeah, if we all could be set in terms of like having a place that we feel safe and secure, not being attacked, then more good can come out of it than not. But still, knowing this, even if everyone though, unfortunately, I do believe that even if everyone, there was no homeless people, everybody's housed, okay, we all have a job of some sort. There's still gonna be the angry people and the people with the thought problems. I just want to. I don't even want to call them stupid. I just feel like they lack the thinking, and it's like maybe if someone never taught you 1 + 1 is 2, and you just like lived your whole life without knowing that 1 + 1 = 2, you would never be able to know anything else that comes after that. Like what's 2 + 2? I think that's the problem. It's like you have to. We as a society, I don't know if you can teach it, but I think you can. You can at least remind people that there's just more to life than having a job and then having a family, having kids, and then okay, like having a house and a car and these supposed material things and the exterior things in life. I think that's the problem. It's like the fact that people can't even think that they don't need to have all these things just to be happy. And if you lose some of these things, you could still be happy. Um, that maybe that's where all the problem stems from. Because I still think that there's going to be, people that just explode and hurt others, even if we all had a job and we all had a house. Because the main problem here is like this need to compare with thy neighbor. I don't know. Henry says there's always someone worse off than you. Exactly. And I wish more people thought of it that way. Like, and it's just, I guess I see it all the time. It's just people saying, complaining and being like, I don't have this, I don't have that because this person close to me has this and that, like your friend or maybe you're someone you knew from high school. But we're just like actively choosing our brains whenever we're choosing to compare ourselves with other people, like our brains are just actively choosing not to compare ourselves to the people who have it worse than us because you just want more. It's like this selfish greed that we all have, and it's like I'm also guilty of it too. I do it too. I'm always like why aren't I doing better in my portfolio, Lucy? Like, why are you so stupid? Why can't you be like Humble Trader Shay? I think that's her name. Who I watch on YouTube. She's really good, and I always see her videos where she makes so much money, like $15,000 in like one short trade or whatever. And I'm guilty of that. Like, I always be like, oh, I don't have that. Why am I this dumb? And why is this person so much smarter than me and they can make so much money? And why can't I be like that? And I'm never comparing myself to people that I know. There's a lot of people who like lost a lot of money, obviously, like through crypto or stocks or just like the past 2 years. It's like we just don't want to compare ourselves to people who are worse than us, because then we have to like actively realize, okay, everything I'm complaining about is so stupid. I mean, it's not that stupid. I really should try to figure out ways to be a better trader or make more money. But I also need to know that there are people who are way worse off than me, and therefore I should shut up and stop being a little bee. Ray, that makes so much more sense. Goal says, Raymond says, at goals, no money is not the root of evil. The phrase is that the love of money is the root to all evil. In other words, greed. I actually never heard of that. That is really cool, Raymond. Thanks for bringing that up. The love of money is the root to all evil. Where did you hear that? Is that from a movie? Because I only hear of the money is the root to all evil. But yeah, you're right. And that's how I feel about everything. Like, you could take a pen to sign your signature, you could take a pen to do a math problem, or you can take a pen and stab somebody with it. It's just entirely up to you. It's still like a human problem. Everything is just wrong with humans. So like, we can say, okay, is this law, that law, okay, like a banning of guns and all that stuff. And sure, maybe it could help. I don't know. I'm not a genius here, but I still think it's a huge, huge human problem we have to solve together as humans. And again, I think everything that happened over the weekend and just this whole month, unfortunately, all the poor souls that passed away and all the people who committed these crimes, it's like, it's for the rest of the world, it's just going to be news. It's just going to be, okay, that happened. And then 10 years from now, are we even going to remember which day it happened, which month it happened, of which year? No, we don't. It's just crazy. And in the entire span of like the universe, like, we're all just nothing. We're all just like a tiny little speck. It's like our lives mean so much to us, and like every little thing, every little embarrassing thing that could have happened to us throughout a day, or 10 years ago, something stupid you did or said. Like, sometimes I have thoughts that stupid things I said or things I've done from like 10 years ago, and then it'll randomly pop in my head, and then it'll like ruin my day because I think I matter so much and like what I said. Or something embarrassing I did. Whereas once I'm gone one day, because we're all going to disappear from this planet, it's just the way it goes, it's not really going to matter. So if only people could realize that we don't need help to get off this planet, because the planet will get rid of us. Might have been the Bible, LOL, Raymond says. Okay. Shakespeare said that. Oh, or he's saying Shakespeare or the Bible. Money is a gift to humanity and is supposed to make our lives easier. It's power that makes people go wrong. Money is a gift to humanity. I'm not sure if I fully agree with that one, but yes, money is technically utility. It's a tool for us to make life happen supposedly easier. But I think we're so used to that system that we can't think of other systems, right? Because it doesn't exist to us. People used to trade spices, right? And then they traded gold. And then now we have, well, technically US dollars. We're supposed to be backed by gold until 1971. But now it's just this paper money. And then, yeah, okay, we can have crypto, Bitcoin, whatever. But that's still just a thing. It's nothing. It's just a thing we decide, okay, this is worth this much, and then therefore you're going to do all these things for me because I'm going to pay you this much. It's just supposed to be a way for humans to like interact with each other. So it's easier than being like, I'll give you 10 loaves of bread and then you give me, I don't know, a dance. Like it gets too weird if you're gonna trade and barter everything. That's too much. It's just easier this way. But then it is insane, I guess, if we really like take a moment, like even now talking about it, it is insane to me that I find money so important and I want to make so much money. And we all talk about money all the time, even though it's just supposed to be this thing that is supposed to make it easier for us to interact with each other and get the things we want. But now it's become like this other thing. I think like maybe the original intention for the creation, the invention of money maybe was good, right? Like, okay, like this way this person doesn't have to wheel like 10 barrels of cheese to this other person who just wants to give me their avocados. Maybe the original intention was right. And then afterwards we just decided to be like, okay, you know what? Nah. I just want a bunch of this money stuff. I just want it. I just wanted to want it. I just wanted to have it. And like, let's be real now. That is the society we live in. And I'm guilty of it too. Like, if you give me $10 million right now, I'll probably just be beyond thinking about all the things that $10 million could get me. I will be like, damn, I have $10 million. Now I can be like, oh, I have 10 million. Like, it's just the concept of saying you have this much money or having it in the bank. Isn't that so insane? That is insane. I think that is crazy. And I'm part of the problem because I will first be happy, I think. Like if I just won the lottery and I got $10 million, I'd be like, the origin of my happiness would first come up from like, oh my God, now you can say you have like $10 million. Like you have it. Just the title of it seems like a prize. Even though it's technically pointless if I died like 3 days later and I didn't even touch it, I didn't even use it, I didn't even buy a piece of bread with it or like a cake or ice cream or anything. Don't look up. Is that the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Yes, watched it. Advice, learn more about your nature, Rabbit TV says. I don't think about money makes sense. Even I'm accounting, but still good with it. I feel you're in accounting? Nice. I feel like I'm better at stacks, sats, and Doge than dollars. That was a good movie. The True Road. Hi there, Mr. Moore. The True Road to Happiness. By the way, guys, all of my community members, I just want to say thank you for staying in the Rubber Chicken Yellow gang, coming into my streams. Even if you missed them live, I appreciate those of you guys that watch it later and smash that like button. The True Road to Happiness is Doge on Mars. Litecoin is my pick of the day, Raymond says. How is Litecoin? I don't even look at it anymore. I mean, when you think about it, Bardisa says, crypto is really just a bunch of electrons zipping down wires and on hard drives that we're all putting value on. Yeah, so basically nothing. Cash is also nothing. Literally everything is nothing. If we all just, like I said, if we're all just cave people right now, we just, I don't know, popped out of a rock or just came to be, and we all wear no clothing. And then there's just all this stuff. There's gold, there's diamonds, there's paper, there's wood. There is nobody there on day one. Who is there to tell you what is worth more? Like, you wouldn't even know what the word worth means. You don't even talk to each other because language wasn't created. And then you would just live. You would just be. So, like, all of these things, we literally just decided as a society over hundreds of thousands of years that like, okay, this is worth so much more than the other thing. Okay, like you're stupid if you decided to grab wood instead of diamonds. But then technically in the cave era, like if you didn't have wood and you didn't burn it for heat and fire to stay warm, then you'd be dead. So really, it's all context. It's all about the situation that you're in. Like if we're really as valuable as gold and diamonds and whatever is, okay, like if this is zombie like time right now and the apocalypse and we're all just trying to like survive, your food, the wood that you can burn for heat is going to be a heck of a lot more valuable. So value things, all that stuff, it's all just like literally made up by the human mind. And then we all choose to be in like this collective insane delusion of like, you need to have all of these things. Or I don't think everyone believes in that. No, there are people out there who just like have a bunch of money and then don't care for buying Hermes bags or diamonds and gold. They just want to live or maybe read books. I don't know. Like everybody deals with it differently. I can't grasp what Ethereum is, but I rely on it as an indicator for crypto, goal says. But I don't own more than a bear bag because I don't understand it compared to BTC and Doge, Goal says. I am just like you. I don't think I understand. Oh, actually, I think I probably understand it less than you then. For me, the only thing I know about Ethereum and Bitcoin and Doge for sure is that I cannot make it. Like, I don't know how to. If you give me a computer and you gave me 1,000 years, I would not be able to make a Bitcoin for you. That is how much I know about crypto. But the only difference is I heard of and just memorized, but I cannot actually make use of Ethereum except for buying it and hoping the price goes up, is that Ethereum is supposed to be like the grandfather of smart contracts. And the promise of it is all ideal and great, but yet nothing is actually used in a real world yet. So apparently, like, isn't Ethereum supposed to change the entire way that where our current system is? So like a lot of things, for example, what was it? I think it was in real estate that you're supposed to go through all these hurdles and hoops to like buy a house. So like if I want to sell a house to Bob, we have to go through our agents, we buy our seller agents, and then we have to go through escrow. But in the future, supposedly through this technology, the blockchain technology, and then something like Ethereum, the smart contracts are supposed to be able to help us avoid all these middlemen people like escrow companies and real estate agents. And then we were able to both be like, okay, well, I'm going to send you $1 million for your house once that money's in, and then it's been verified through the blockchain that I gave you the money. Maybe all the insurances, whatever, everything else that checks off the list will just be done like via the smart contracts, and then it could be done by skipping all those people. That's how I feel like Ethereum is different. Sorry, just going way off topic, but yeah, that would be a nice world, to have things be easier. But then it also suck for people like me and all other real estate agents losing their jobs. But yeah, it's life. Everyone who wants to bank should be in Matic, Mr. Moore says. Alan, save the beads for Mardi Gras. Wait, where's Alan? Sorry, guys, chat's moving fast. Louisiana purchase was cheap too. Can't grasp. Wait, I'm sure everything was bartered long ago. Ancient people figured gold was worth something on each continent. Yeah, isn't it crazy, I guess, that they did choose gold out of it? I mean, it's nice. It is a nice, pretty, shiny thing. And out of the other metals, I don't know. For me, I do value gold simply because I like jewelry. Like I like wearing earrings and like rings and stuff like that. And then like I'll touch water a lot. So then like when you buy the lower quality jewelry, or if you just buy silver, it's obviously going to tarnish and turn dark. So it's like, I guess good metals or expensive metals, they are that way because they keep. So yes, that wasn't too hard to figure out back in the day. They're like, oh, this touched water, and then it sucks now. First level problems go away with money, but cause second levels like relationship. But cause second level problems like relationships, got yourself. Yeah, so again, it's not even just a money problem. I'm not even going to blame everything that goes wrong in the world to money, although if we say it's not correlated, I think that's a mistake. Like, when's the last time you heard of a mass shooting or just some type of terrible mishap where the person ended up ending a bunch of lives and then ending themselves, and that said person being like a multi-billionaire? I've never heard of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never ever heard of it from any country. So if that is the case, again, I'm not saying all people with money are sane. I don't believe that. Okay. People with money and a lot of power are not necessarily sane people, because obviously we had dictators who end up killing a bunch of people. But just most of the news that I see, unfortunately, it makes me feel like if these people had more options, more things to buy, other things to focus on, besides just their pure own unhappiness because of how they're choosing to judge their own life based off of what society appreciates, maybe they wouldn't have done what they did. Check out Rana Carson. The jungles hide lots of history, Alan says. We know so little about South America. It's not even funny, Alan. Oh my God, Alan, I thought you were going to say we know so little about South Park. South America, it's not even funny. I think there's so much we don't know, like, about the world. It's crazy because isn't it still true that we know very, very little about like the oceans? Anyways, guys, it was so much fun talking to you guys. Thank you for being a part of this live stream and being here as a fam to listen to me vent about my unhappiness when the world hits me with this just unhappy news. And I know it happens all the time. Just because it hits the news doesn't mean it doesn't happen all the time. And tomorrow, maybe, or some day in the future, maybe they'll stop reporting it, but it doesn't mean bad things aren't happening in the world. The next 10 seasons of South Park, Goal says. I need to watch more South Park. I'm waiting for that FTX episode. I'm so pumped. I hope they do one. But yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I'm so drained. I think I'm not going to be on the main channel today. I am literally running on a headache. I'm tired, and this day was depressing, but I feel better venting about it to you guys and thinking of potential ways society, I guess, together can solve it, even though my channel is very small. So I don't think most people who need to hear it or can help will hear it, but doing my little tiny part. Not a Henry says to you, Lucy, and family. All right, peace, guys. Take care. Also, yes, road rage less, Henry says. Lots of people with guns and cars in Silicon Valley nowadays. Yes, Henry, thank you for pointing that out because, yeah, that is a serious fear of mine, driving anywhere that you never know. I'd rather just not, like, road rage or not drive badly or try my best not to drive badly. But also for people who road rage, just know some people are just bad drivers. All right, bye, guys.